All right. So, hello. Welcome back to American Hearts Podcast. I just made a rookie mistake and let the session time run out. Wasn't managing the clock well, but we're back with Stefan, who was about to tell us about his Patreon or their Patreon, excuse me, and how uh, we can support them
Yeah.
and get some extra perks as
Yeah.
well.
Lots of extra perks. There are, once in a while, the names of every Patreon ends up being worked into the comics that I'm making so that everyone gets to be a character in the comic that I'm making.
Oh,
And lots of little perks. And so if you want to see some animation behind the scenes, comics, game making behind the scenes, and want to join a collection of people who are putting wind into the sails of this non-binary artist, I would really love it and appreciate it. And the address to go to in your web browser is patreon.com, patreon.com/Stefan Gruber, STEFANGRUBER. And maybe we can put links like that in the comment too.
yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I will provide a link to that.
I'd love that. Thank you so much, Josh. This has been lovely.
Yeah. Thank you, Stefan. It's been so lovely to see you and chat with you and get to know you better.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you.
Appreciate
And
you.
we'll see you soon. You
okay,
too.
I'll see you then.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye for now.
All right. Well, thank you again to Stefan. Just some closing thoughts here as we think about going forward into this new year, and my invitation earlier to look at how you can bring more curiosity, love, compassion, empathy into your life, into the world, um, specifically around those groups that you are not familiar with. Maybe you have never met a trans person before, or maybe you don't really have any many gay people in your life. Maybe you live in an area that's predominantly white and you haven't really interacted with Black people. You know, that's okay. Like, these are realities of the world we live in. Um, and My invitation to you is to look to see, if you are holding any level of, othering in your heart, like, what are you gaining from that? And what might you gain from, opening your heart to more curiosity, more acceptance, more love, um, more compassion? And like Stefan and I talked about, specific to the non-binary trans community, when we talk about pronouns have become a big hot topic. And no, people don't want to use pronouns because there's just women and men. Like, that may be true in your mind, but it's certainly not true in the world. And it has never been true in the world. There have always been gender fluid people, whether we knew it or not, whether they were accepted or not, whether um, the culture that they lived in made space for them or not. And I'd like you to consider that, if you are someone who has concerns with using pronouns, consider that it is just a kindness. It's a simple kindness to acknowledge for someone for who they are. And I liked what Stefan said about, it's like pronunciating someone's name in a way that they prefer, or saying the version of their name that they prefer. No one calls me Joshua. If you were to call me it, I'd answer it to you, but it's not who I am. I'm Josh. In other parts of my life, I have a nickname, Jackets. A lot of people could call me Jackets, and that's cool too. It took me a little while to get used to it. It took other people a while to get used to calling me it, but they did, and I love it, and they love it. My wife has a name that's often mispronounced, and it's a kindness to her to pronounce her name as she would have it pronounced. So consider that pronouns are just an extension of that. It's um, it's an extension of a kindness that you're already extending in your life. It's an extension of a language that you're already using. If you really look at the way you are using language, you're probably often using they and them to refer to an individual that maybe identifies as a man or a woman, but now you can purposefully use it to as a kindness toward someone who is non-binary. Um, and these are learnings for us. We're having to take baby steps as a society to get better, as we have over all of these years, specifically in the United States, moving from a state of slavery, Jim Crow, women's right to vote, um, you name it, the Irish, Polish, um, folks that moved here, who were looked upon as others. They have made their way into. We as Americans over the years have allowed them to be and stopped othering them as much. There's certainly a lot of othering that's still going on, but consider that people in the trans community, that's just the next layer of this, just the next layer of acceptance, just the next layer of being open and curious and extending love to those other human beings in the world who really truly need it. We all need it. I know I do. So thank you once again for tuning into American Hearts Podcast. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and make mistakes and run out of time and do the rookie mistake things that I've been doing. It's all part of the journey for me. This is not a journey of perfectionism, as Stefan mentioned. Like, this is about having the courage for me to show up week after week and have these guests on and keep doing the work that I believe I've been called to do. So thank you for allowing me to be part of it. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. Thank you for inviting Stefan into your homes and your hearts today. And, I wish you all a wonderful 2 weeks until I see you again, and a wonderful 2025, and a life of curiosity, love, acceptance, compassion, empathy, and all the other good things that go along with this life. Thank you. Until next time. See you soon.